Well, today we've got a little mission for the neighbor. He wants to load a stone. I got just enough time over lunch to go grab one, so we're gonna jump in the truck and head over to the quarry and see if we can make a lunchtime load.
Dig Drive DIY.
All right. Hopefully we can be there and back about an hour, I would hope. All right, the time is 12:51. If you look real closely over there, just behind that grain bin set up to the left, you can see the overburden pile from the quarry. It is a monster of a pit, and they've got a huge pile of overburden and soft limestone gets piled up just behind the actual pit itself. Right here, the windmills we're looking at are in Ohio, and the quarry is in Indiana. We're on the state line. Thankfully, we are very fortunate to have a stone quarry within 20 to 25 minutes of home. We've had two different pits since I was a kid. There was one closer to our high school that would have been even 15 minutes from home, and in the late 90s they closed it up and reopened this pit down here, which has a unique history, but I'm just thankful that it's this close. Indiana is rich with limestone, so fortunately there's a lot of places to dig down and get it, but it's just wherever they pick to put the stone quarry, wherever they've got the best stuff. So we are almost ready to pull in over here. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long, but I do have to get a tear-in weight first, so they got to weigh me empty, because I don't have a regular account here. They'll weigh me empty, then I'll get loaded up, and then they'll have to weigh me when I leave. Good afternoon. I'd like to get a load of 73s and pay with a credit card if I could.
All right, you were all set. I'll open the water now.
All right, thank you so much. What is really interesting is that this stone quarry, the pit itself, the big hole, is on one side of a set of railroad tracks, but all the stone stockpiles are on the other side of the tracks. So all of the stone that comes out of the pit gets conveyed underneath the railroad tracks to the opposite side. This loader driver's name is Tommy, and he has been here for as long as I can remember, over 20 some years. Thank you, Tommy. Okay, now it's back around to the scales. Check this out. This is where the conveyor I'm talking about. Right there's the conveyor. That's the pile on the opposite side of the railroad tracks. They pile it up there, comes underneath the road right here, and goes up that conveyor right there. It's not running today. Today is the day to come to the quarry because it isn't dusty. Last time I was here it was a huge dust bowl, but we just got a bunch of rain, so it's soggy.
I'll have your ticket up here at the window for you.
Thank you. Okay, we're rolling. I hear a train. Okay, I'm going to double check the load to make sure there's no stones on the top of the tailgate. Something that could come loose and cause me trouble. When I haul with my F-750, the bucket of the loader is so big that it almost always gets stones on top. So I always just double check to make sure there's no loose stones, but that looks good. 20 ton, filled her up. Okay, here we go. So this is a little bit tricky going through this little blurb right here, because I got to turn to go onto the railroad tracks, and the approach to the railroad tracks is super steep. So if you're not in a low enough gear, you'll stall the truck when you try to climb the tracks. So you got to make sure you downshift before you try to climb. Okay, here comes the tracks coming up on the left. Fortunately, we made it through there. Now we just got to get home, and then we'll deliver this later on. All right, well, the time is 2:01. So that means it took us exactly 1 hour and 10 minutes. Not too bad. It's a little late for lunchtime, but it was a late start too. So we're back here at the house. I'm gonna wait another day or so to deliver this stone, and then we'll see if we can get it knocked down. Try something out for the first time. Nice job.
All of the collective rain we've had day to day over the course of the month. How many rainy days have we had? 17 days with measurable rainfall. That's it.
All right, let's go deliver this stone, get it dumped, and I might go back over and level it all out. Remember to close the tailgate. You want that to be closed for the next time you go to the quarry. I don't know about today, but maybe tomorrow we'll come back and knock that down. Spread it around. We'll do some more on another day. Might be our last school lunch with our elementary school kids.
Okay, here it is.
First game of 2024.
Let's do it. Oh my God.
Oh, she did it. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cold. She's getting the runs out. Oh. All right, it's time to put the skid loader to a real first time use. Okay, we're in high range. It's not too bad. I don't know what time it is, 6:17. So it's 6:17, we'll see how long it takes to get to my cousin's. The first job I ever did with my backhoe when I bought it was for my cousin Jason. It went over there and we moved a set of concrete steps. I remember that like it was yesterday. So I thought it was only fitting that the first job for the new 331G would be for my cousin Jason. So I'm just gonna road it over there. He just lives right down the road. We're gonna knock down that big load of stone that I hauled over there the other day with Louie. So I gotta try it out sometime. Why not now? 6:24, I've been here a couple minutes. That didn't take long at all. It's only been 7 minutes since I left. So you want to try to get a coating on kind of everything? It's pretty thin, huh?
Yeah, I'm not too worried here.
What we're gonna try to do is cut a little bit of this edge off because it's holding water between the sidewalk and the edge of the grass. So I'm gonna try to trim a little of that off and remove a little of that soddy, messy stone, and then fill everything back in to try to get it tapered away from the sidewalk. Man, I really don't know what I'm doing with this thing yet. It's crazy how fast it is and how much it, I mean, it
How
just,
much power it's got.
oh, it has so much power. It's crazy. You want me to go farther out or taper it like
About
that?
The front of the garage would be fine. That's kind of the...
Cut all this out?
That's up to you.
What do you mean it's up to me? I don't care.
Eventually, yeah, I'd like to be able to, because when we come in here to go around there to make the corner, we come up in there.
We're cutting a little bit more of this sod out of here. There's stones underneath this, and I'm trying not to go crazy, but this thing does this so easily. I mean, it is just incredible. I've been running it and not recording much lately here, but this thing is just a powerhouse. I can't get over how much it just effortlessly does this stuff. It's hard to feel the resistance. So I was cutting a little bit too deep. So I'm trying not to cut as deep now. Yeah, the tracks do such a good job of just working it up, and then I'll just kind of smooth it the way it is, and then we'll start sprinkling some on top. Be nice if I could cut, you know, that junk out so you don't have mud there. Okay, we've kind of got all the sod cut out of here as best we can where we wanted to square up the edges, get a lot of that sod out of there. I don't like putting stones on top of, you know, 2 or 3 inches of sod. So we cut that out. Now I'm going to use the dirty stone that we've kind of generated, and a byproduct of this thing that I never had with the backhoe is as I drive it around and maneuver and spin forward and backwards, it's working up the stone and really kind of grinding it up into something workable. So that's kind of a really neat byproduct of having the compact track loader. So I'm still learning. This is not a tutorial. I'm going to try to grade all this out as smooth as I can, and then we'll put some fresh stone on top finally. I got the stone graded out and all put down. I want to finish it with the grater box, but this will do for now. It's cleaned up quite a bit, knocked down, and this is going to look a lot different. So as you just saw, I worked here until well after dark last night. It was after 9 o'clock. So I've got about 3 hours so far wrapped up in cutting out the new edges and then moving 20 ton of stone and distributing it throughout this entire driveway. I did what I could in the dark and to the best of my ability with basically my first time use of that skid loader. And well, now I've got some finishing to do. So I've of course brought my favorite finishing tool, Bruno, and I've got the cordless electric Northwoods fabrication pull type grater box. Right now, I'm on a limited time schedule. I want to get this graded up best I can, get it looking nice, and then they'll be surprised when they come home from work because nobody's home right now. I'm just doing it over lunch. Well, lunch is about over, which means I'm about done here. I think it turned out pretty good. Had about 3 hours wrapped up in the skid loader and less than an hour here just final grading the top. So to me, I'm happy with it. This is gonna serve them so much better, get rid of the mud holes and the wet spots that were in their driveway. It's pretty good for one load of stone. So that's all I have here, but I'd like to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you liked this video, and if I'm lucky, I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.